Hello, everybody. Welcome to twitch.tv/the Onyx Path, where we have gathered for the Scarred Lands, Sins of Shelzar, Season 4, Episode 9, Different Paths. We will be diving into our tale shortly here, picking up with our adventurers where we left off, as they are in the city of Deirdrendal, discussing kind of where they want to go from here as a group. Before we dive too far into that, a couple things I want to make sure you're aware of. First of all, Abyssals is currently raising funds over on Indiegogo. We are fully funded and well into stretch goals at this point. There's 8 days left in the campaign. So if you've not yet headed over there, please consider doing so. I'm going to go ahead and pin the link to that right there in the chat so that it is good to go. Thanks for the bits, Void. Appreciated. The other thing I wanted to make sure that everybody's aware of is that we have released the Scion 2nd Edition Community Content Style Guide. So that is available over at DriveThruRPG. As you probably know, Onyx Path Publishing has a couple of community content programs. The Storypath Nexus is the one for Scion. And the style guide is kind of just some helpful guidelines and information about making your own products for Scion 2nd Edition to be sold on the Nexus. Lots of very cool information and help getting things together for you. And just kind of giving you insight into the way to make your Scion products more kind of in line with the official releases. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the chat here. You can pick that up. It helps if I put in the right command. You can pick that up over at DriveThruRPG for free. Head over, check that out, and start creating your own Scion stuff to sell over on the Vault. Or if you're already doing so, then this is a useful tool to help you improve your product quality. So now that the advertising is done and the bills are paid, when last we met, you all had sort of gathered in Nalthalos's temple in Deirdrendal, where you found that Bark, Alan's friend from the Broadreach, is now apparently some sort of an ambassador, and you have been basically asked to engage in a helping Nalthalos steal a very, very precious and powerful item from the impregnable fortress of Baraktorn. There was some discussion among the group as to whether or not to do this, who wanted to proceed, who didn't, what the reasonings were. And as we broke last session, the idea was kind of like that you all were going to sort of have some discussions and sort this out. Charlie was probably going to be pursuing some retirement, and the rest of the group sort of hanging a bit in the balance. Now, if I remember correctly, as of the end of last session, Sherlung and Ithrin were still in Durgan's Rest. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Excellent. And were the rest of you going to try to sort of rejoin with them, or are you planning on communicating mystically? You've kind of been left to your own devices for the evening's rest. So I guess where would you all want to go as you're leaving that? Those of you who are in Deirdrendal, as you're leaving that meeting hall. Is there anywhere in particular you have in mind that you'd like to travel to?
I think it'd be best to like have this conversation in person. You know?
Okay, so y'all gonna try to head back to Durgan's Rest then, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Before you leave the town, before you leave Deirdrendal, Alan Bark pulls you aside and just says, if you do decide to do this, just be very careful. I know that danger is nothing new to you, but this is taking on the Kelder Dwarves in their own home is a very dangerous proposition.
I understand.
All right, well, we'll be here waiting when you make your decision. Just let me know. And he actually reaches into his pocket and hands you a small stone. It's got some dwarven writing on it, like carved into it and then filled in with paint. He says, this stone will allow you to reach out to me, send me a message that I'll be able to respond to.
Ooh, I get a sending stone.
You do get a sending stone.
Yeah, you do.
Anything else that anyone else that is in Deirdrendal would like to do before you're escorted out of the city? No? All right, excellent. You're all escorted out again, sort of through a circuitous route to keep the location of the city somewhat secretive. And begin making your way back to Durgan's Rest. While you're waiting for your companions to return, is there anything that Ithrin and Sherlong are doing back at Durgan's Rest?
Nothing comes immediately to mind that she'd want to accomplish.
Okay, so just kind of taking advantage of the quiet that you so rarely get to enjoy. How about for Sherlong?
I think it's the opposite.
Okay, how so?
Taking advantage of the people and a tavern that
So just carousing, drinking, having a grand old time?
Yep.
There are worse ways to spend a day. Is there anything in particular you're trying to gain, achieve, or learn during this excursion, or is it really just about getting drunk and cutting loose? For Sherlong.
I mean, I'm always a big fan of learning about like local history and if there's like, any culture of like meaning and tattoos and etc. along my travels. So probably seeing if anyone is, really into tattoo art and making a new friend and trading info.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you go ahead and give me just a persuasion check if you don't mind?
Sure. What a terrible roll.
It could be worse.
I rolled a 3.
You began talking with a local human in Durgan's Rest who has some experience in tattooing. Studied under an orc tattoo artist, actually. Sorry, I thought I had that on silent. I should know better. Studied under a orc tattoo artist as an apprentice. Able to share a little bit about kind of the local goings on and things along those lines. You get a little bit more of an insight into how Durgan's Rest came to be and kind of what the history of the place is. You discover that at the end of the Divine War, there was a dwarf named Durgan who just basically had their fill. They were done. And so they found this little plot of land and they built a farm. And then they started reaching out to their fellow former soldiers and retired adventurers and basically said, hey, this is a nice area, let's set up. So everybody who lives in Durgan's Rest currently, not everybody, but a good chunk of the people who are residents there are descended from those retired adventurers that settled there a couple generations back. There's not a huge market for tattooing in town. Once in a while, Tensor will perform a tattoo. Otherwise, people usually wind up going like to Mansk or to Mithril or somewhere around there or up to the Bridge City if they want to get tattoos. Any other information you're trying to gather?
Nope. Just trying to spread my name and my art book.
Excellent.
I will be your hype rat.
Cool. That's hyping can be good. Why don't you go ahead and make a persuasion check as well for Ithrin?
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 16.
Not too bad. So you're able to get some additional information aside from kind of everything that Charlung learned and helping Charlung sort of spread the word and get a little notoriety, possibly even get a couple of potentially interested customers. You also are able to discover that there are a small group of locals who maintain a shrine to Denev just inside the woods at the far end of edge of town. They're not highly skilled, but they are practicing druids. So they can certainly share information with you, give you a bit of a lay of the land, help you get resources. Is there anything particular that you would like to find from them?
So if I went to Denev's shrine and made an offering or something, would that violate the interdict that Ithrin's under?
No, because Denev's not a god.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, in that case, yeah, she'll go to the shrine and hang out with the druids and pour some milk and flowers on the altar or whatever the appropriate rites are.
Right.
Also, I just noticed Sarah's headband. It's amazing.
Thank you.
That is pretty amazing. Cool. You start kind of performing your rites and doing your thing and communing, having a good old time. The druids there seem to be personable, friendly, welcoming. Nothing particularly unusual or untoward. A bit of a tech hiccup. Sorry about that. Hopefully it didn't totally nuke the stream. So with that, as you're wrapping that up, you all wind up sort of rejoining, rendezvousing back at the local inn. After having all had a full rest, having done your carousing, and those of you who had to travel were able to travel relatively comfortably. You're all sitting around at the table, having a few drinks. You are welcome to Interact as you wish.
Right.
Yeah. Uh,
We like give them like a quick like sending last time, right?
yeah.
Like, so
Kind of telling them what we were about to do, and they were like, bad idea, guys.
yeah.
So we're basically here to tell them we're gonna do it anyway. So let's go find them, I guess.
Charlung has like the biggest, of course we are smile when you say that, as opposed to like being angry that you didn't pay attention.
Fair.
Said I don't want to involve you if you don't want to go. This is headed towards the same path I'm headed towards anyway. And I'm not gonna ask you all to do this for me. You've already done so much for me. So if you all don't want to do this, I'll just make this on my own. Hopefully I succeed and I can see you all in a new world.
So what's the plan?
Is everybody here?
Yes, you've all arrived and you're all sort of
Okay.
gathered around the table.
I guess it's up to you if you all want to join me, but if you don't, that's fine.
I mean, you were incredibly helpful when I was in my own hot water with the Frost Queen, and I really want a chance to pay you back for that. So, however I can help, I will help.
I mean, trust me, you've already helped so much. I spent years trying to unlock these new abilities to control space and time, and I've made more progress on that in the past couple of weeks than I've had in years.
I mean, also, I'm not going to lie, this sounds like a really cool adventure.
But like, what's the plan?
Not die.
There's some recon obviously needs to be done and see how we could even break into the city. I guess that's the first step, is trying to find some information.
Well, we're trying to get like what's the overall quest again? Break into the Kelder dwarves' place and steal
The archway.
A 1,000-pound marble archway, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just gonna carry that shit right out.
Or find a way to get him there
Yeah.
so that he can use the archway. We just have to provide him with the arch. Whatever that means.
So that could also
And-
just like somehow magically getting him in the city. We could. Essentially, it's infiltrate the city, find out where it's at, get out of the city, and then smuggle him back in the city.
Mhm.
Potentially, because if there's a way to magically just get him in there, awesome. But
But he's huge.
he's huge, yeah.
Maybe we should ask him how he's expecting us to get 1,000-pound marble archway to his house, or vice versa.
Well, it's supposed to be impenetrable, so like no one's been able to sneak in before. But you've all apparently already done something like that before.
Yeah. And here's what we know. Nothing. We don't know anything about where it is in the castle, what is guarding it, what it does, how big it is, what it looks like.
right. Out of curiosity, I seem to recall a story about an archway that was a gateway to the plains that we were briefly considering using when Ithrin was facing her dilemma. And I'm thinking this is the same one.
No, the Orrery of the Plains is in the Library at Lokiel. And that allows planar travel, but it allows theoretically travel to any of the planes, but there are certain cosmological alignments that make travel to a particular plane easier or harder depending on the date. And the harder it is, the more math that goes into trying to work out the calculations to make the orrery work. Having said that, there's no reason why theoretically you couldn't use that device to take Nelthalos to the highest brilliance.
But he wants the archway because this is like the source of his power, right? Is that what's
No, it was like
It's the one way to get home.
Well, it's the way to get into Madriel's realm that would allow him to theoretically be healed.
and get his body back
Right.
instead of stolen.
Instead of being stuck in a...
so really we just need to get him into that.
Yeah, theoretically, if you can find another way to get him to the highest brilliance, that would work. The other concern that you have, of course, is you don't know for sure whether or not he will accept that, because you do know that he has a personal axe to grind with the dwarves.
Yeah, but if he gets his body back,
He can go on and do whatever he wants after that. He'd be a god again.
I mean, that is a case you can consider trying to make, for sure.
But he just be petty.
where have I seen that before?
Gods do be petty sometimes.
So you do.
Why do they have it in the first place? Why do the dwarves have the arch, or whoever have the arch?
They built
They-
it.
They built it, so they have it. Okay.
How did you guys break into that city last time?
I wasn't there. I was in there, so that's
The
That's right. That's where we found Lulu again.
yep.
we promised to do something for some dying dryads,
Save the tree. right?
undying dryads.
I think
Did
we
you save
already-
the tree?
I think we completed that task, if
We
I
did.
remember correctly.
Yes. Yeah,
You
you
guys-
you did. But I mean, that didn't necessarily help you get into Lucian's house. That helped you get into
That got us into the city.
Live at Hotel,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
How did you guys get
But-
into the house?
Conveniently,
Stewards?
there was somebody who was mad at him. Gave us the way in.
Just waltzed in, took a shit, and left.
Took a shit at his dad's computer.
Yeah, there was a combination of spy work and luck.
I mean, these dwarves got to come in and out of that city, right? So how are they getting in and out? They can't spend their whole fucking lives in there, right?
I mean,
Doors got to be open at some point.
the undercities are legendary status, you know. They can farm, they have water.
Sure, but every city's got trade, right? Exports, imports.
Maybe they need something from us, and then we could need something from them.
Does anybody want to make a history check?
Some kind of cargo. You know?
History, not my
Lulu's
thing.
given up history checks.
yes.
I got a 1.
I'll make a raw history check. Oh, I rolled an 18.
Yeah, with your history.
I have no
rolled a 22.
bonus.
Nice.
Just an 18.
Well, with a 1, you have absolutely abandoned caring at this point. You're like,
That kind of tracks. I don't know if I've like. Do I need to like explain to everybody that where I'm at here?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt for Charlie to sort of speak up, and you can do that after I do this exposition dump,
Okay.
or beforehand if you want to. It's up to you.
Go ahead and exposition dump.
So, with your history check, you know that Baruchtorn has been under some form of siege or another since about midway through the Divine War, and no one has ever successfully breached the defenses. Part of the reason for that is that they have these pennants that are made with runic magic that hang from the mountainside surrounding Baruchtorn that offer all sorts of magical reinforcement, security, and protection. The closest the city ever came to falling was in about 70 AV or so. There were a group of basically rebel rune mages who ruined about a majority of the pennants, but they weren't able to actually fully breach the security. They were killed before they had the chance to fully breach the security. And you do know that Calastia is still actively trying to break into Baruchtorn. So trade in and out is very rare, very difficult, and as far as you know, nobody outside of the Kelder Dwarves knows how to get into or out of the city. That's what you know. That's what Ithrin knows with an 18.
All
What about
right.
26? I got 26.
Oh, impressive.
Yeah, so with the 26, the only other thing that you would know probably is the dwarven demigod Goran lives in Baruchtorn and has, not aside from the Devinal Arch, there's actually like a permanent gateway between the inside of Baruchtorn and Goran's private realm. So it's possible that they might even be using planar travel to get into and out of the city, as far as you know. Like, there might not be a physical way into the city.
Okay, so we could figure out some kind of planar way to get in. These pennants, are they people, or are they like an object? And what is that?
So, like, you know how you have like flags hanging from battlements on a castle?
Mm-hmm.
They're those, but they're embroidered with like powerful rune magic.
So if we can destroy those, we can break the shield to get in.
Yes, that is a colossal if. Effectively, each one is a legendary magic item.
Okay. Definitely be.
At the lowest point, there were a handful of them, but they've been rebuilding them since 70 AV. So they haven't been fully restored, but there's a lot more there.
So this
I
looks
think we
like,
need to study planes.
yeah, which lines up with you. That's what you want to do, right?
What is the demigod the god of?
Goran is god of the dwarves.
Oh, okay. There's
Just
no reason for him to want to be friends with us.
So yeah, there's the lull in the conversation. Charlie can absolutely speak up.
So just to be clear, I will not be joining you guys, and I'm tired. I'm just tired. So I just kind of like chill out somewhere and like play some music and I don't know, tell people about the stuff we did.
Bard's got a bard.
Yeah, and I'm tired and my feet hurt.
That's fair.
I understand.
There is always our little desert hideout.
Yeah, I mean,
We keep casting the spell so we can have a permanent teleportation circle there.
And then we can
I'm
always
happy
come
to do
visit
that.
you.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
At least as long as you live.
Like that, Charlie.
it's always an if though.
And then we can give you more things to sing about.
I mean, I could get an infection and die tomorrow, so it's not like I'm out of danger. So I'm just tired of doing all the stuff.
That's fair. My plan is to die doing it, or die.
Did it again.
I'm already dead.
Die again.
Yeah.
Doing it.
Round 2.
Didn't both take me out last time. Do it. Try it again. So is everyone else game then?
I am.
An interesting puzzle. It'll require a lot of luck.
You'll get to see those planes of water like you wanted to. Possibly.
Perhaps.
Well, yes, it's going to be hard, but I'm glad that you're going to be by my side helping me.
You got it. What are friends for?
I wonder. So, can we find out? I think we should probably go back to the library, do some research. Though we might
Sorry.
want to be careful if they happen to be like friends with the Kelder dwarves in any way. We wouldn't want word of us researching the Kelder dwarves, like the history of that war, all those wars. Basically, one thing that I'm kind of interested in knowing, there's a lot of planes that sort of border ours or overlap. Is like the ethereal plane a thing in Skarn?
Yeah. There's an
Like-
ethereal plane and astral plane.
Yeah. Like, are there any records about whether or not those defenses guard against, ethereal and astral shifting or
Oh yeah, absolutely. As far as you know, there's no means of breaching the defenses of Brockthorn through magic, including planar travel. It's been said that I think probably Ithrin and Nola would both know, based on their history checks, that while at war with them, Calastia has tried teleporting inside, have tried sending scrying spells, astral projections. None of that stuff has worked, and often it has ended in rather gory demise for the mage trying it.
What if could we go in through the sewers?
Theoretically, if you could find them.
That might be something to put up on the option board. It probably wouldn't be difficult to find the sewers.
And again, it's not like we're on a time crunch. It's like we could try a bunch of different things. One doesn't work, at least we know it doesn't work, and at least make the effort.
Or we die.
Always a threat. There's the only known way to planar travel in there is through this demigod's plane, right? He has a doorway, essentially, right?
Right. There's basically a permanent fixture inside that leads to Goran's private realm.
So if we can sneak into his realm, we can sneak into this back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sneak into a god's realm.
I'm from
That's
Asheville.
probably even harder than getting into the fort, right? Because can't like planar beings like have total control over who can shift there and not if it's their domain?
You want to make a religion or arcana check?
Or make a religion check.
That's
We need to
I
have
rolled a
somebody else
4.
start asking these questions.
With a 10, you have no idea. This is getting way into deep levels of esoterica that you're just not familiar with.
What about 23?
I got a nat 20, bitch.
Oh shit! Yeah, you got it.
All right. So you remember Alan specifically some discussion that you've overheard regarding how some clerics and mages sort of theorized that after the Divine War, the gods became almost more strongly entwined with the mechanics of the universe. So, in essence, the longer the gods remain in charge, the closer they become to their realms, and the more total their control over those areas becomes. However, you're also fairly certain that this bond is much stronger with the divine victors than it is with any of the demigods. To the point that sightings of the divine victors in the material plane have been declining pretty much since about 100 AV or so, whereas sightings of the demigods have not declined at all. So the demigods seem to either be less bound to their own realms or less concerned with their maintenance.
That might be the way to do it then.
Yeah.
So then the question, I guess, becomes, where do you go from here? Is Charlie heading back to the keep?
Yeah, I suppose that's probably if I'm needed, y'all can message me.
Sounds good.
I'll give
Become
Charlie
famous.
before she leaves.
What was that, Melania? You broke up for a second.
I said I'll give Charlie a big hug before she leaves. Hope to see you.
Fine.
Excellent. And Charlie then is going to teleport herself to the keep.
Truth.
You poof. As for the rest of you, what's your next destination? Where do you go from here?
We gotta figure out how to get into that guy's plane. So the library?
Yeah, that seems like
We did come here for the library and so in the Bridge City.
Yeah, I mean, you can just head back up the mountain and head to Bridge City if you want to.
Might as well since we're here.
Sure.
So had potentially some clues on defending ourselves anyway. So maybe we can just skip this whole step. I don't know.
All right. The travel up the road to the Bridge City isn't bad. It's a couple days. It's normally fairly well patrolled, so we'll go ahead and say you don't run into any real sticky problems during that travel. Once you arrive, at the library. You have basically done the errand that they requested of you, so you have free access to the books. What sorts of things are you going to be looking for?
Ascension, first of all, I think.
Did you say ascension?
Yeah, like ascending to like godhood and.
Oh, sure. Anything else that anyone else is going to put their effort into?
I'm gonna look for a book on like equipment or weapons that I think I could get educated on that would be good against gods.
Okay. So I've got Nolo looking for stuff on Ascension or Apotheosis. I've got Lulu looking for information on weapons.
Would it be very suspicious if Holland was looking at a book about the Divine Wars?
About the Divine War? No,
Yeah.
not at all. So you want to look at the Divine War specifically, or do you want to look at wars involving Barak Torn specifically?
Yeah, Brocktorn specifically.
Okay, that's fine. And then, is there anything Ithrin is looking at while you're there?
I think Ithrin is going to study wards, with an eye towards like how can we get past them, sneak around them, sneak under them.
Okay. And Charlong, what area are you going to be researching?
Personally, Charlong is literally just looking for like, guide to planar travel. Specifically, I'm always interested in like the elemental planes because, that's the source of my power. Legendarily speaking. In this particular case, I'm looking for, basically the general concepts of like plane shifting cosmology, trying to really study up on it.
Okay. Well, in that case, what we'll do is I'll have each of you make your choice of a history or an arcana check. The library here is very good, so your DCs are all going to be 13, except for Charlong, whose DC is 15.
I rolled a 10.
Excellent. No,
15.
no luck in your area of inquiry.
I feel like Ithrin like gets a bunch of books that like, oh, these ones look good, and then just ends up like curling up in the corner and having a nap.
I was going to do that too. Because I rolled
You both just.
Excellent.
It's like the horrific effect of books. We open the book.
What was it that Alan did roll?
I got an 18.
Okay, so we got a 18 for Nolo.
Yeah.
And what did Alan roll?
6.
Okay, so Alan failed as well, so you're kind of huddled up, napping next to Ithrin. What did Lulu get?
A 15.
Excellent.
Somebody's bites.
I get passionate about weapons. If we're just talking about gods, then it's just like, I don't know.
Hopefully we learn the location of a god-killing weapon that we can go get, because like that's the mission I'm thinking. We need to find like arms and armor and like get the party kitted out.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal. Yep.
And roll result for Charlon.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna spend my inspiration on this in the event that I need to. But we'll see.
Whoa, no, you got.
Nat 20.
Nice.
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 He got that shit.
I didn't
You don't
need to
need that
spend the
inspiration right now.
They got the book.
All right,
Yeah.
so
I just had to threaten it. But
Yeah.
so working our way around.
I appreciate the little dice. Please. It hurts.
Lulu, the primary information that you find about weapons that might harm the gods, you discover a list of the various weapons that the gods themselves wielded during the Divine War. For example, Vangel wields a pair of hand axes that are said to return to his hands when thrown, are capable of dismembering opponents from hundreds of miles or hundreds of yards away.
Alan needs those.
They're ridiculously dangerous. You know that Madriel wielded a spear during the Divine War. You know that Tennille had a magical bow and arrow. But aside from those weapons that are actually carried by the gods themselves, you find an interesting little factoid. There is a certain type of sword made by the Forsaken Elves of Termana that are the only weapon crafted by mortal hands known to have destroyed a Titan. During the Divine War, Churn made his way to Termana and fell upon the Forsaken Elves. And they stood side by side with their god and fought against Churn. Now, Churn killed their god, and in fact laid a curse as he was dying that erased their god's name from memory. But when their god died, the Forsaken Elves rose up as one and basically just cut down Churn using these blades. So that might be your best bet, is to try to get a hold of a Forsaken Elf blade or several of them.
And that's a different continent.
Termana is a different continent.
Can we teleport there?
I mean, none of you have ever been there.
I'm a wanderer, are you sure?
You haven't wandered that far. It's on the other side of the planet.
I'm just like traumatized up his backstory last episode. You don't know.
I've been wherever Travis says that we're talking about.
Precisely. You've been all over Gelspad, and you've been around Fenrir. You've never been to Termana. What was that?
No passport for Lulu.
Right, exactly. And so, Nolo, specifically, again, what were you researching? Forgive me.
Ascension to godhood.
Oh, yeah. So with your result, the only instances you can find of mortals ascending to godhood involved one of two things. Either they were elevated to being a demigod by a Titan. So effectively a Titan just decided that they were their child, sort of adopted them, and in the process caused them to ascend. The other is by devouring titanic ichor. Theoretically, one might become a demigod. As far as you can tell from the research, it has to be a very, very pure sample in order for it to work. So, for example, the tooth filings that are mined in Fang's Fall, while they can mutate people and give them certain powers, they're not sufficient to make apotheosis happen. The various sort of bits of trash and remains of Mormo that are scattered across the Hornsaw Forest are not sufficient to create apotheosis. You would need to have like a blood-rich organ piece, like a piece of a liver, a piece of a heart, a piece of, a kidney, something like that you would need to consume.
So the blood sea is too diluted to right?
Right. Now, if you like swam down to the bottom of the blood sea where Kadum is chained up and then started nibbling, crawled into the hole in his chest and started eating his internal organs, then maybe.
Okay. So those are the only ways that it's known, is a Titan sends you or cannibalizing a Titan.
Yeah, other than that, you basically have to be born with either two Titanic parents, two godly parents, or either one of those entities and something else can have a child and make a demigod.
The beef is with gods and the Titans.
And then, as far as your natural 20 pull, Charlene, you're digging around for various sort of tomes and books and items. And you come across a book that like as soon as you touch it, you can feel it has magical power. This is more than just a text. The binding is a leather of some indeterminate origin. And the language it is written in is Ancient Lydian. Do you speak Ancient Lydian?
I have Lydian, but not Ancient Lydian. However, nope. Tongues is spoken languages.
Yep.
Do we still have comprehend languages?
Yeah, I do.
Is that work on Ancient Lydian?
It should.
So,
Yeah, because I'm a rune mage now.
oh shit.
I understand any written language that you see, but it must be touching the surface on which the words are written. Yeah, you might have to wake me up.
Can I combine Melena's power and my tattoo to tattoo one of Melena's runes to give me a comprehend languages tattoo?
Not while you're in the library, no. Yes, given enough time, you can do that, but that's a lot. There's a lot of moving around that has to happen for that to occur.
But that's an idea for the future.
It is.
What's the duration on that? Is it an hour or?
It's an hour.
Jinx.
Yeah.
An hour, so that's 60 pages.
I am quite interested in reading this book.
Yes, we can be fast.
We'll cast rage.
Is that self only or is it
Yeah, only.
Yeah, self.
do they sell scrolls of comprehend language at this library?
Sure, you can buy a scroll comprehend languages at the library for 200 gold.
It's a lot of gold.
We got enemies in the past.
Doesn't trust our translations.
He's like, yeah, they're not gonna reach it right.
I mean, y'all can start reading it if you want. But I'm really interested to read this, so I'm trying to find a way.
Travel, so they're interested. So
Alternatively, can I find any help in translating ancient Lydian to Lydian?
I mean, yes, there are scribes there that offer that service.
But probably wouldn't be that handy.
What if
this is important to him, right? Like this is what you want to do. So I don't see why we couldn't, pay to have this transcribed so that they could have it.
Yeah.
You've done that for me.
So the book itself is a magical tome, so a transcription of it probably won't be. Right? So that's why I want to be able to read it in its original form. Like I think that's more important. I'd rather pay a spellcaster to imbue, and honestly, what level is comprehend languages?
It's like the first level spell.
I feel like I could tattoo a first level spell.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
You could relatively quickly, yeah. But it's also coming off of. So in order for that to work, it's going to require a successful tinkering roll basically for Melina, because she has to create the actual proper rune.
I have the spell too, though.
Oh,
right?
okay. Well, in that case, then you can just do it that way. You have the chart for the tattooing times?
I did. I don't remember. I noted down that it was what was in Ack Inc. for creating scrolls, you said?
Okay.
But then my time is halved and halved by two different things.
Well, while I dig that up, are you going to now? Was Alan planning on actually interacting with it with comprehend languages, or were you just going to look at it and discuss theory?
just look at it and discuss the theory with Charlong?
Alternatively, if you'd let me swap out a spell, given I know a bunch of people that know it.
I mean, anytime you level, you can swap your spells, so I don't have any objection with you swapping out a spell.
Hard to choose a spell to get rid of, though.
Let's see. Just a second.
If people are home, are like, there's two silver cats.
The same cat.
Because if I could learn it myself, that's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, don't wake me up.
Waking up and
Then it wouldn't require a tattoo slot either.
Yes.
Trying to choose the joy of being a sorcerer. All of my spells are really good.
Mm-hmm. Playing a sorcerer in Baldur's Gate 3 right now, and it's so fun.
All right, I'll trade tongues for comprehend language.
Okay.
That seems to make sense to me.
Sure.
Anyway.
I'll allow it. You take the time and cast it, allowing you to look through the book.
No.
When you begin reading from it, I would like you to make I would like everybody that's in the room to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh shit.
The book explodes.
Damn it, Charlotte.
Oh shit.
21. He's your inspiration.
I rolled a 1.
Imagine getting hurt reading.
I'm gonna use it. This is not my forte.
You got hurt reading books.
I got a 15.
Okay.
15 as well now. I use my
All right. Lulu?
It's not letting me roll one. Hang on. I'm going to have to just roll regular wisdom.
That's fine.
17.
Excellent. And Charlon?
16.
All right. And Nolo?
I will inspiration that if
You probably
I
should.
need to. All right.
Oh, God, is that good? I'm not getting better than a 17. It's just going to be what happens.
I'm probably not getting better than a 16 either, but Nope.
21.
What was it that you got, Nolo?
21.
Excellent. All right. So what was your final result, Charlon?
Still 16.
Excellent. So Nolo, everyone but you and Lulu disappears in like a flash of light, and the book slams shut on the table.
Wait, do they disappear and they turn to dust?
Just there's a flash of light and they're not there anymore.
We got Thanos.
We got Thanos. Uh-oh.
So good they ascended.
I'm gonna look at Nolo like you probably know what's going on because you know magic.
Can I do like some kind of check to see like what that could have been?
Sure, you can make an Arcana check at difficulty DC 17.
Damn it, Shardlong.
24.
24, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, you're pretty sure a plane shift spell just got cast out of that thing.
Hey, they figured a way.
To where?
I don't know. Like they plane shifted. I don't know. Myself to replace yours, Nolan.
Is there a way to trace them?
I mean, we could read the book. I guess.
That
I don't know where
that
they went.
feels
I don't know if,
that feels unsafe.
there's somewhere we want to go.
Can we call them back?
Damn, they rolled like 15s, right? Didn't they? Yeah. Would you roll 15? Holy shit. Let me see something.
Can you travel back in time, Nola?
I don't have your ring for that. There. Can't do back in time. I can do forward an hour. Shit. Do I got like a. I don't have ringside back. That was with Haiku. I don't have that. I don't have sending either.
Well, while you're considering your options, Charlung, Ithrin, and Aland, you're falling.
I try and grab onto whatever's nearby.
You look to see what's
together.
You look to see what's nearby to grab onto. You start trying to find something to get purchase on. When the terrible truth occurs to you, why don't you all make a perception check for me, the three of you, please?
Stop.
Oh, 22.
Nat 20.
Beautiful.
No, I nat 20.
Nice.
15.
Excellent. it becomes clear to all of you that there's sky in every direction. Bless you. You don't really see much other than sky and clouds. However, Alan, you got a natural 20, you said?
Yeah.
You see two things that strike you as important. One of the clouds seems to have like rocky protrusions floating within it. And the other is that there seems to be a large bird-like creature flying toward you.
Does the creature seem friendly?
It doesn't seem aggressive. It's flying in your direction, but it looks like Sarah stepped away from the computer. So,
Oh, I'm here. I just have my camera covered.
oh, okay. So yeah, Kai, you are flying through the endless sky, which is the elemental plane of air, basically. And you see these three humanoids up ahead just sort of appear out of nowhere and start falling through the endless sky.
But you said there was like some sort of like rocky outcropping or something?
Yeah, so like you look over and you can see like floating in a couple of the clouds. The only person who spotted this was Alan. It seems like some of the clouds have rocks floating inside them.
Okay.
I've mentioned this to the group. And then also, there's a bird.
All right. So
I dive towards the rocks.
so I have the spell reverse gravity.
Okay.
Could I not reverse it, but rather focus gravity on one of the rocky bits?
Yes, but
Okay.
if you do not have a flight speed, orienting yourself in the endless sky is incredibly difficult. So in order to be able to do that, you're going to need to make a perception roll.
You should just wild shape into something that flies.
Druid.
I mean, I can do that, but then what do I do with my friends?
Well,
That you're big enough to
catch
carry
one.
them.
I mean, what's you're like maxed out in wild shape, right? Like you're like a 14th level druid or some shit.
Yeah.
I think you can wild shape into like straight up monsters at that level.
Just carry everyone.
I'll look
Like
that up.
T-Rex.
While you're all figuring out tactically what you're going to do, Ka, who is not at all disoriented, what would you like to do?
You've seen a flying riding bird before too. I don't know if that helps.
I'll dive toward them and try to see if I can snatch up any or all or some do something.
Yeah, sure. What's your
I don't
strength?
have any. I have 15.
Okay.
So, I can shift into a max CR1 animal with wild shape. It says that at earlier levels I don't get a flying speed, but then it doesn't say anything about at 8th level, so I assume I get a flying speed.
That's when you do get a flying speed.
I want to morph into the biggest eagle I can think of.
Okay, let's see here. I'm just looking to see if there's anything in Ye Old Creature Collection that would make sense.
According to the D&D movie, I should be able to owl bear.
That's canon.
Well, you have polymorph anyway, right? So
I do have polymorph.
You morph
Well, I don't think
something
I
into
have
a
it.
bird.
I don't have it prepared. Oh no, I do have it prepared. So I can polymorph Alland into a pigeon.
That is the right answer. That's the right answer. Everybody else gets to be a cool ass bird, and Alan needs to be a pigeon.
You could theoretically
Stop! That's so mean.
wild shape into a giant eagle and polymorph Alan into a pigeon as Ka intersects and like catches Charlung. That would work.
Okay, I will not polymorph you into a pigeon. You get to be like a cool, like red-tailed hawk or something.
Into a pigeon. I'm not.
Make her owl the slowest flying bird.
An ostrich.
No, that's flightless. That would be something like effective.
I'm just like,
It's just a cruel joke.
Penguin.
All right, I will wild shape myself into an eagle, and I will polymorph Alland into a red-tailed hawk.
Excellent. And Ka, you're able to catch the falling orc, no problem, as two of the other people turn into birds.
Cool.
What would you like to say at that point? And Charlung, you see basically Eric Cochra that has a head like the picture behind Sarah's head appear and snatch you as you're falling.
I assume you wanted to get there slower.
I don't know where there is.
Down, I would assume.
Which way is? That's down, right?
I'm going to head toward the ground.
Down whichever ways you're falling, I guess.
Well, heading toward the ground, you start flying toward the nearest cloud stone because there is no ground in the endless sky. Alan, you can see that this bird person that flew up and snatched Charlung is now flying toward the cloud that you spotted. Take it you're all then going to head that direction?
yeah.
Once you are flying creatures, you're able to sort of get your bearings pretty easily. When you land on an island that's probably 60 feet by 60 feet or so. Not very big. Just a little island with a little bit of grass on it that's sort of floating among the cloud. At the moment, Charlung and Kai are the only ones that can talk. So
This is the weirdest place for you guys to be since you can't fly.
Shit, you can.
I would agree with that. I was reading a tome and suddenly was falling.
Would this ring any sort of bell to me?
you can make a Arcana check. You can have advantage because you're a Horizon Walker.
Ooh.
17.
Yeah, sounds like maybe they were reading from either a book that had a scroll of plane shift in it or something that could open a planar gate.
Well, you must have somehow accidentally opened some sort of planar gate or something. Where are you guys from?
Darn.
What does that mean to me?
You're aware of Skarn. Skarn is the, it's the material plane. It's where some of your people will go there from time to time, but they usually return before long because there's ground and there's ocean and there's all sorts of weirdness there.
I see. Okay. So I'll look them up and down for a couple seconds and then say, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm out there. What do you look like?
I mean, I fit in here.
Is Ithrin remaining in wild shape?
Until she gets like a convenient looking landing spot.
Yeah, I mean, there's just that island, that little bit of dirt, but it's pretty flat.
Yeah.
I think she'll probably stay in wild shape because it's a tiny piece, and who knows if she's got to take off.
Excellent. And Alan is just running around picking at the, at the dirt. So you polymorphed Alan into a dopey penguin. Or
that bird ain't right.
pigeon, I should say. So yeah, you have come to the conclusion that there was a mishap, and you have planar traveled. It becomes almost instinctively like you make the connection, Charlene, that you must be in the endless sky. It's not necessarily the element you're attuned to, but you're definitely in an elemental plane.
Love that.
But I can get back to all of you who are in the endless sky as you figure out kind of what you want to do next. Back in the library, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna find one of these librarians and be like, "Hey, so funny story. My friends read this book, and then they fucking disappeared. I don't know.
We're not crazy. You're crazy.
Yeah. I've never read a book so good I literally fucking combusted. But
Well, there are numerous somewhat dangerous tomes here. Do you know what they were reading?
I brought the book over.
The librarian kind of looks at it and opens it and flips it back and forth like a couple of times to look at the front and back covers and the spine, like trying to process for sure that they're seeing what they're seeing. And like, this should not have been in the publicly accessible stacks. This is a manual of the planes.
Well, there it was. I don't know how my friend found it, but I'm talking too fast.
I don't know how they found it either, but do you know what passage they read?
Do we remember?
I mean, it was open, right? So we can probably like flip through and show them, right?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a Arcana check at DC 15 to make sure that you pick the right passage.
Should we both roll?
Sure, you can. Or
Oh,
you
Nola
can give.
got it.
I was gonna say you can give Nolo advantage. What did you get on your result, Nola?
15.
Excellent. Okay. So yeah, you're pretty sure the right page. And they look over it and they say, "Oh yeah, this would have teleported anyone in the area to the elemental plane of air, the endless sky."
Is there a way to get them back?
I mean, you could go get them.
But then how do
Thanks
I
for
come
the
back?
hydrate. What's that?
When we come back.
Yeah, how do I come back?
Well, generally speaking, when somebody uses the manual of the planes to travel, they take it with them. I don't know how, like I said, I don't know what this was doing in the public stacks. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to take this one with you.
What if we come back?
Yeah, you'll forgive me if I'm not going to just assume that you're going to come back with one of the rarest books in the collection.
Sign a magical contract that guarantees that I have to, or something bad happens to me.
Yeah, that would be above my pay grade. Let me go get the Master Archivist.
Don't forget, we did you that favor.
And
Yeah.
he tries to,
A lot
he
of
picks up the
favor.
book and starts to like walk away with it.
Oh, we need that?
I'm gonna follow behind him. I need that book.
Yeah, let's just follow him. Menacingly.
Yeah, I got an undecked work on my backside, so I'm confidently follow this man.
All right. The two of you start walking deeper into the library. Back in the endless sky, have you all decided what you'd like to do? You're standing on this floating rock.
How do we get home? How do we get home?
We find someone that knows how to shift the planes.
I'm not that good.
You guys came here and you don't even know how to get home?
I was napping and then I was falling.
I was reading a book on how to travel the plains, and suddenly I ended up here. I was trying to learn how to get home if I ever ended up not here.
You still have the book?
No, and I don't recall seeing it falling with me, which I think it would have if I had dropped it.
Oh, you guys are like a comedy show.
I will say that Ka does know of a whirlwind not too far from here that will dump you in the material plane. Might not be anywhere near where they came through, but it will take you there.
Okay.
We can at least get back to Scar, and I can get us right back where we were.
Sick.
I mean, it'll be material.
No,
Sure.
That's what I have.
Lead on.
How far is it?
Just a few minutes flight, not too bad.
Oh, so we're gonna need to bird it up in here real good. I mean, unless you guys have some other plan on how you're getting around.
Alan's still a pigeon.
I really like Joey.
That's awesome.
I have a war.
All right. I will lead the way.
Excellent.
Hi, Bean. You be a cute pigeon.
Oh, shit.
Don't die.
Out of curiosity,
Yes.
were Ithrin or Alland carrying anything from the library?
No.
Like,
We
did
were-
they happen to have a book?
No, not at all. They were like
All right.
napping when you came over with them.
Do you know when
Snatched him up.
and you dream that you're falling,
Mm.
and then you wake up like,
You actually live
Yeah.
Do I?
imagine waking up from that and you're like in the sky.
Now you're a pigeon.
Suddenly.
Crazy dream.
All right. So as you start making your way to this whirlwind back at the library, you wait for the guy basically like walks up to an office and says, "I'm gonna need you to wait out here. I need to go talk to the archivist."
All right, but I'm sitting as close to the doorway as I can.
Yeah.
As you
Make it
wish.
uncomfortable.
And they go into the office. They come back out, 5 minutes later or so, with that elderly elven woman. And she says, "Oh, it's my understanding that your friends misused one of our books."
Oops.
It worked the right way. Just they forgot to take it.
Oh, he was holding it. They were holding it. But,
Maybe they were holding on to it wrong.
oh.
Well, the particulars, I guess, aren't all that interesting or important to me, so much as what it is exactly that you're wanting to do. You want me to try to take you to where they went? Do you want me to try to bring them back here? What is it you're angling for?
I'd like to get
Bring them back.
Okay. Well, we just got to figure out where they went. Do a little bit of a searching spell. Let me see that book. And she says, well, please come in. Takes you into her office.
He opens the book. Wisdom saving throw.
She starts chanting over the book, opens the page, pulls out like a crystal on a pendant, basically, and hangs it over the page. She stops after about a minute or so and says, well, wherever they are, they're no longer in the plane of air.
What do you mean?
You said they were on the plane air.
Bitch, you just said.
Right? Are you fucking with me?
They seem to be not there anymore. I don't know what's happened. Meanwhile,
Come back.
far away, the four of you pass through the whirlwind. As you do, are there any of you? None of you have a magical prohibition from falling asleep, correct?
What the fuck, Travis?
What's happening to you guys?
And then you fly in and you sleep and
The Sandman.
yeah. In the dream, man.
Nope.
All right. In that case, then I will need wisdom saves from all four of you.
You're having a bad time.
The
That's
name
the
of
last of the
episode
dope
should have been
stat.
Wisdom saves.
11.
All right. Alan falls asleep.
Pigeon Ellen falls asleep.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Nope, that was worse.
All right. So what'd you end up with? 6. Excellent. Kyle falls asleep. Ithrin?
21.
Ithrin, you stay awake. And what about Charlon?
Oh, I mean, wisdom saves. Come on. 11.
All right. So as you all pass through the whirlwind, you feel the gravity reassert itself. You see that below sort of this gate, like you're flying through and it really kind of looks like nothing. You start to feel the wind sort of whipping in a circular motion around you. And then suddenly there is another floating island in front of you, rushing kind of up at you in a quick hurry. Ithrin, you're able to sort of pull up and avoid
Wake
it.
up, Charlon.
And the others all sort of gently, like they're falling full speed, and they stop and gently sort of settle onto the ground. You see they're all sleeping. As they're sleeping, this floating island, this one is much larger. You can't see the edges from standing on top of it. It's grassy with rolling hills. There's a few trees, some plants, and you see a large sort of stag-like creature that has massive wavy horns sticking straight back from the top of its head and almost like a lion's mane type coloring on its chest, sort of come stepping around one of the trees. And it looks at you and in perfect Lydian says, "Oh, hello there."
Wave a wing. Can I talk while I'm in this form?
While you're in wild shape? No.
All right, then I will drop out of wild shape. And I do speak Lydian. Hooray! Hi. Me and my friends are having a very weird day.
Yes, it would seem. They looked in danger, so I put them to sleep. I hope you don't mind.
Well, they all look healthy and unharmed, so I'm gonna thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Apparently that one, pointing to Xiaolong, was reading a book on planar travel. And I don't know, maybe they were just tracing their fingers over the sigils in the wrong way, but then we all woke up here falling.
Interesting. Well,
Except her, I don't know her, she's new.
yes. So what plane were you in when you cast this planar travel spell?
Rachel does not know, like, the appropriate word for the scarred lands, like Terra or Earth or whatever.
I mean, Skarn. Skarn is the name of the...
Skarn, yeah. We're from Skarn.
Well,
Except for her, I don't know her.
I hate to tell you, your planar travel spell didn't work very well then because you're on Skarn.
We're on Skarn. Where in Skarn?
You're currently in the Solemnic Vale. Let's go ahead and make a history check.
Wow, I rolled a 5.
You could send ascending.
Yeah.
We're on the same plane now.
You
You
have-
have sending.
No idea where the Solemnic Vale is.
Okay. Ascending is a good idea. Let me see if I have that spell. I don't think I do.
Fuck.
You have the. Oh, never mind. Tattoo? Don't you all have that?
Yeah. Right. We had the.
I don't think we all did. No.
Just not me, because I'm new.
I thought we all did.
I thought we all did too.
Yeah, that like as a group back then we all.
Oh.
Yeah, like one spring break.
But that one was like the ring of the pack one. That one is not plane wide. That's
Yeah, it's like a mile.
shorter range.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Oh.
Oh, well, we're in the Solemnic Vale. I'm gonna add that to my notes.
So I don't know, really here.
Well, I should probably wake my friends up and let them know where we
Oh,
are.
you mustn't interrupt them. They're in communion with Arius,
Who's that?
the god of dreams.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I definitely will not wake them up. I'll just like arrange his limbs and stuff so nobody wakes up with a crick in their neck. What's your name?
I am merely one of the Orifon. I am but a humble monk who remain here on this island to assist pilgrims in finding their answers.
Oh, well, thank you so much, friend monk. I suppose if I had a question that need answering, it would be how can I get in contact with the friends that I got separated from?
Well, I would have given you those answers, but you resisted. And he kind of looks over at your sleeping friends.
Okay, well, I think then I'll just wait here for them to wake up. That seems like a good idea.
If you'd like, I can put you to sleep. I just need your cooperation, apparently. You must have a powerful mind.
Okay.
I was
Let's-
thinking another interpretation of the situation could be that Ithrin didn't get put to sleep because they're communing with a god and they're not allowed to commune with the gods because of the edict.
Yeah,
And that's why it didn't work.
that will occur to Ithan and like, you know what? I think I'll just. It's good for them to have a spotter. I'll be their spotter. I'll be fine. But thank you.
As you wish. The Orphon starts grazing. Back on the other side of the continent.
It's fine. Just put the roofie in my drink. It's fine.
On the other side of the continent, the head librarian's like, I can't explain it. I don't know. They're just not there.
I mean, could you figure out, like, do you know where they could be? I don't.
Well, the plains are a big place. There's a lot of places they could be. Literally anywhere you could imagine they might be.
I mean, but you figured out that they how to locate, right? So can't you do that on this plane or another plane? Like,
I mean, there
maybe they found a way back home. I don't know.
are a lot of planes. I could try to find them if they're here, yes.
Yeah, if we could do that, that'd be great.
Do you have something personal of theirs or something connected to them in some way?
Alan made my weapon.
Oh, she did, and she made my my quarterstaff. She made an animating quarterstaff. Yeah, so
Excellent. Those will work. She takes two of them and starts waving the crystal over them and says, they're far to the west of here. As far west as one can be and still be within Gelspad.
and where would that be?
She walks over and unrolls a map and puts it on her desk and points to the far west coast, west of Derakeen. You see like a series of islands, one of them much larger than the others. And she says, they're on that island, points to the large island.
Can you bring them back here?
Can we either get them back here or travel there quickly? Do you have a way of getting there?
I mean, we could try teleporting you there, but I've never been there, so that's a risky proposition. But if you want to take the chance, I'm happy to do it for you.
Is it safer to bring them back here?
Like, say that's the first person. Anybody else been there? That works here?
Not that I know of. It's the other side of the continent.
No fucking backpacks anymore. I just stay in one place and never leave. You never like spread your wings.
You never like gone anywhere, killed something, and come back?
I've traveled far in my time, but never as far as Derakeen. There might be someone here who's been to Derakeen, but to those islands, very few religious pilgrims make their way there.
If someone could
Are
just
they
get
bad?
possible.
They no, the Orophon there worship Arius, the god of dreams. So do you want me to try to send you there?
So
Would we rather, Nola, would we rather them come here or us go there?
I'd rather them here. I think that's easier. Right? Then we gotta hike all the way back over here to get to where
Yeah. Can you bring them here? Is that easier?
No. No, it is not.
I feel like everyone in this story today is just like with this face.
Do you have sending, Nolo? Nolo.
Oh, the little guy was upset.
What was that? Sorry.
Do you have sending?
No.
I was gonna say, huh?
I have no communication skills.
While you are trying to figure this out back and forth, back on the other side, so Ka, as you're sleeping, you are dreaming of yourself again moving through the sky. But as you're moving through the sky starts shifting from various plane to various plane. In one instance, you're moving through an area that's complete light. Then a moment later, total darkness. A moment after that, everything around you is flame. And then you plunge into water. And as you're sort of passing through these various planes, you start to see struggles going on sort of in your peripheral vision, and then you kind of look over to the side and you can see what looks like various combatants engaged in a war that seems to span across the entirety of the plains. Is there anything you'd like to do, say, or try to accomplish as you're seeing this? You do seem to be flying under your own power.
I don't know. Maybe try to like slow down and see if I don't even know. Like,
Yeah, you start slowing yourself. As you do, the changing landscape around you sort of comes into a sharp focus. In that sharp focus, you can see you're now above what appears to be a desert. Off in the distance, you see a large sort of stony formation that juts out of the cracked, burnt desert ground. Atop of it is what looks like a series of interlocked wheels with eyes on them, sort of spinning in different directions. And you see a roundish figure sort of scaling the side of the rocky outcropping, or the rocky formation, I should say. You recognize that creature as a turtle, something that you've come across in your travels before, but you've never seen them before. At least not this individual. As they reach the top and they reach up and touch the spinning circles, there's a blinding flash of light. And then I need you to roll a d20, please.
14.
Excellent. You can record that result on your character sheet. Anytime within the next year of game time, you may choose to replace the result of a die roll with that roll. Once you've done so, it's gone.
Okay.
And you begin to regain consciousness. Charlone. You are in a grassy plain. Looking around, you think maybe it's lead, and you realize that there are up ahead, not too far, you can see the smoke from cooking fires. You can hear sort of what sounds like a loud social revel in Orcish seems to be coming from that direction.
I'm looking around to make sure that my friends aren't with me.
Nobody's with you. You are alone.
All right. In which case, I assume we got split up, so I'm going to try sending to Nolo.
You try very hard, and for some reason the magic doesn't seem to be coming together. It could be that something is interrupting your concentration. It could be distraction from the sound ahead, but for some reason you can't seem to get the magic to coalesce.
Does the far step imbued into my tattoo work?
Sure. Where are you trying to go with it?
Towards the revelry. Just, kind of blinking forward, like, what is it? 60 feet. Once, like, walking 60, blinking 60, walking 60.
Right, sure.
But
When you arrive there, you're greeted. Looks like a orc village. They seem to be engaged in some sort of a celebration. Looks like maybe there was a particularly bountiful hunt. There seems to be a festival going on. There are people eating, dancing. There's music. A younger orc, probably in their mid-20s, takes your hand when you come in and starts sort of pulling you out onto what passes for the dance floor in the village square. Are you going to dance with them, or are you going to resist?
I'm a follower of Inkili, so if I get pulled onto a dance floor, I'm dancing.
Excellent. The two of you start dancing, and they lock eyes with you. They smile. It's an attractive smile. There seems to be something soulful in their eyes, something that makes you want to know more about them. There's something that's inviting you to know more about them. And just as soon as you register that, you start to hear a pretty severe rumble in the sky. Looking up, you see a very dark cloud rolling in. Lightning flashing throughout from cloud to cloud. And the ground starts to tremble. What would you like to do?
If I don't have mage armor on, I'm gonna cast it.
Excellent. You begin working your magic. And just as the protective barrier kind of goes up around you, the clouds sort of roil in overhead. Your dance partner looks up at the sky in horror and then looks over at you as what appears to be a giant hand made out of like thousands of skeletons that have been fused together, reaches down out of the sky and just sort of crushes the village. One of the skeletal fingers bounces off of your mage armor, but everyone around you starts being flattened by this horrific skeletal hand. I would like you to roll a d20 for me, please.
Sure. That would be a natural 20.
Awesome. Record that on your sheet. You may substitute that out for the result of any die roll.
What?
Once within the next year of game time.
Damn.
Free nat 20 whenever you want.
Well, one time, but yes.
One time, yeah.
And Holland.
Cool.
You are laying in a tent. You immediately recognize the smell of the air in the Hornsaw forest. You're alone in the tent, but you do hear sound outside. Sounds like maybe somebody cooking at a fire.
I stretch out of the tent.
As you step out of the tent, you see campfire. Looks like supplies that had belonged to several of your companions. You recognize Charlie's lute. You recognize Lulu's axe. And you see Haiku crouching next to the fire, stoking it. Hey.
What? Haiku?
Hey,
Is that really-
it's a traditional greeting.
What are you doing here?
It's your dream. You tell me what I'm doing here.
Oh, this is a dream.
Afraid so. But I think for some reason maybe your mind picked this face because it wants you to know something and it wants you to believe it.
What?
I've dealt with the gods. And that river only flows one way, Alan. You might get lucky. I did. And your death will mean something. It'll have some impact. The world will be better for it. Or maybe it won't, and you'll just be a corpse. But either way, this thing you're doing, it's a one-way trip.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about the golem guy?
Talking about messing with the gods at all. They're poison, Alan.
Which is why we kind of want to end them.
Hey, you can pull it off and get away with it. Unless you don't care if you get away with it.
I don't know if I care.
Which is a little crazier than I remember you.
Well, a lot has changed.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that. Well, I've done my piece, and much as I would love to stick around and catch up, the world's got other plans. And he stands up and holds his arms out for a hug.
Don't go.
You run up to him.
Yes.
You dash forward and throw your arms around him, and just as you're about to actually make contact with his body, you regain consciousness. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me, please.
Ugh. What should I roll in that one?
You can replace this whatever you want.
Oh shit! I looked like a one. It's a 7.
Excellent. Go ahead and record that on your sheet. You can substitute that result in for any die roll once within the next year.
Guess if you want to fail.
Or it could be like a damage roll.
Oh, is that how it works?
It's any d20. You can use it to replace any attack roll, saving throw. Oh, let me clarify, though. You can use it to replace any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check made by yourself or a creature you can see.
Ah, so you can make someone auto fail.
Attack roll, saving throw, or what?
Or ability check.
Or a creature you can see.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now you all sort of wake up groggily. You sitting there watching the Mithrin see them all sort of rise almost simultaneously. And the Orophon nods and says, they look like they've had a productive walk in the Dreamlands. I look forward to interpreting for them should they require my service.
Hi, this is the guy who stopped you from crashing into paste when you landed. how'd you sleep? Ethan will just like try to hug Olin, which is funny because Olin's so tall and Ethan's so short, so it's like face on the torso. Like it's okay. It was just a dream. I don't know what you saw, but it was just a dream.
That makes it worse.
Are Ka or Charlung say anything upon waking up?
This is a weird place. I am having some odd dreams.
The Orphan says yes. This is a place of reflection and processing, a place of learning, but also a place of divination. The dreams here, we believe, show you a glimpse of what may be.
Well, guess I'm looking forward to getting crushed from a skeletal hand from the sky.
That's probably not literal.
Charlung smiles, knowing that, but you know.
Seems dire, though. If you'd like, I can escort you all to the temple for discussion, meditation.
Are we back on Skarn?
Yes. You are on Skarn.
Nolo, we're back on Skarn.
So across the continent, Nolo and Lulu are like, there's got to be some way, right? Like,
we're all
The
safe.
whole time. Like the 3-year-olds. Why? Why?
Can meet you at any
Why?
circle.
Wait, what did you say?
Could meet you at any teleportation circle or make our way back to the library.
So, do I have that stuff there?
you can auto-respond to it once.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I have. Damn it, I don't have this.
Did you have like so many spells?
I have a lot. I'm a wizard here.
I'm a wizard, Harry.
I'm a wizard here. I can like probably buy like a teleportation circle spell here, right, and then meet at the base. All right.
Yeah, if you know the teleportation circle coordinates, you can tell them to them, and they can teleport you. The reason that the teleportation to where they were at in Derakeen is dangerous is because she has no point of reference except for looking at a map. But if you give her the coordinates to the teleportation circle, she could just do it.
Okay. So I'll say that if we can swap a teleportation like circle coordinate, I'm talking my own voice. We could, get you here, or we can meet you there. Are you guys okay?
Yeah, this place seems kind of interesting. Something about the dreams, but also we can't really reply that much.
We are
Hold on. Yeah. Go ahead.
We're in the Solemnic Vale. I don't know where that is.
For a library, they're in the Solemnic Vale.
Yeah, that's that island. Makes sense.
Is there a teleportation circle there?
Oh no, not at all.
Do we have one here?
Is she being like not helpful on purpose?
There is a circle here, yes. There's a small fee for using it, but you're welcome to it.
That's fine. I'm gonna need Charlotte to send me back so I can reply back to that, right? So.
No, you haven't replied yet.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll get the coordinates from this lady, or what? Who's this I'm talking to?
It's the head archivist. She's an elderly elf woman.
Okay, yeah, I'll pay her in adamantine. Is that cool?
She says, absolutely. We're happy to accept adamantine in payment.
Now she's helping.
And that is where we will wrap things up for this session. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about tonight's game?
It was really
Can we level?
Not yet, no. Soon.
No.
I want to take plane shift, and it.
Did I not let you
That's
level
for
after
it.
you fought off the mouths of Angle? I thought you leveled after that.
Nah,
We
No.
not. I'll take it though.
Oh, then yeah, you should all level. I apologize.
That was a pretty tough
Yeah,
one.
fighting off the minions of a god is sufficient to level up. So you may all level. Congratulations.
So we're at 15.
Yeah.
Yep.
Continuous rage.
Oh no.
Continuous rage.
I don't remember what the real name is, but it's continuous.
Wait, why am I already at level 15?
I don't know. I
How'd you
wasn't.
get an extra level?
I don't know. Did you get next level sometime?
I was level 15 or 14.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're cheating.
Tell us last time that we leveled and y'all just forgot.
Maybe we didn't.
Maybe that's possible.
It is possible that Melena's the only one that did their homework. So-
Melena is a good student.
All right. Well, on that note, then that's where we'll wrap things up. We'll be back here. Everybody's good for the 20th, right? I know it's holiday season, so schedules are screwy. But yeah, so I guess we'll be back here on the 20th. Let's go ahead and do our outros. We'll start things off with Lulu. If you could please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, anything you'd like to promote.
Hi, I'm Allie DeVries. I play Lulu. We're both she, her. I don't have anything to promote except for I'm excited to see where this goes, even if it's a death trap. Down for it.
Beautiful. Excellent. Glad to hear it. How about now formerly Charlie, now Ka? Please give us your pertinence.
I am Sarah Steinweber. I played Charlie before, and now I play Ka. All of us are she. Well, Charlie was she, they, but and then Ka and I are she, her. And I don't know. I don't know what I do. I'm fried right now. I just did 2 months of projects, and yeah. Next time around, I'll have some idea what the hell I do with my life.
That's fair. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shout out your Twitch channel there in the chat. So if folks want to head over there and shoot you a follow or a sub, that would be greatly appreciated. Sarah does some video game streaming over on that channel. And next, that brings us up to Nolo. Nolo, your pertinence, please.
Hey guys, I'm Mike Newton, playing Nolo. Both of us, he, him. Kind of bummed I passed that wisdom set to not get teleported there. I would have had some words, But anyway, in real life, I'm a comic artist out of Chicago. You can follow me, but you should probably not let me know that you're following me because that'd be weird because I'm not anywhere online. Maybe don't do that. And yeah, that's me.
Excellent. Ithrin, your pertinence, please.
Hello. I've been playing Ithrin the Druid, now level 15. Woot. And my name is Rachel. We are both she, her, and I have my own Twitch channel. Also doing tabletop RPGs over at Stolen Fires. Tomorrow we're going to be doing public access. We're in the end game for that one. And we have just started up season 4 of our Dune show. And that airs on Fridays. So lots of good stuff.
Excellent. Definitely go over and check that out. I've dropped the shout outs to Stolen Fires in the chat. So you can head over there and give Rachel a follow and a sub. That brings us over to Alan. Do you have pertinence, please?
Hi guys, I'm Melena. I play Alland. I'm she, they, Alland, she, her. Really turning cute animals again in different games. In real life, I am a movement coach and artist in or near Chicago. And you can follow me on Instagram at Melena Teneno or Melena Moves Mindfully. And that's me.
Excellent. And that brings us around to Charlung. Your pertinence, please.
Hey, I'm Corey, aka Narf on the interwebs. Been playing Charlong, both of us, they, them. And I work on a video game called Caves of Cud. It's fun. early access times. Just did a big beta patch recently. It's super cool. Your thing about guy wielding axes was reminding me of a character in Caves of Cud called Jotun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure that those probably have similar mythological roots. But
Cud is very much based on like Gamma World and a bunch of other like old role playing materials. So I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably in the DNA somewhere. So yeah, head over to cavescud.com, check that out. That is available on Steam and is a fun game. I've had some good times with it. I recommend it highly. And that leaves me. I'm Travis. My pronouns are he, they. When I'm not running games, I'm writing them. Want to remind you one last time that Abyssals is currently the fundraiser over at Indiegogo. We've unlocked the several stretch goals. We've made the goal of books happening. Lots of cool previews are out. Run over there and check that out if you haven't. We will be back here 2 weeks hence to see where the next leg of our journey is going to take the Sins of Shelzar. Till then, take care of yourselves and each other. Wash your hands, get your shots, and we'll see you again real soon.
Bye.